don't know how many people really follow me on YouTube or watch my YouTube videos, but hopefully enough people will to answer my question. I kind of already know the answer, or at least I know the answer for myself, but clarify would be good, or maybe I'll send this to the person I'm talking about and you can clarify it for him. I'm going to break down a whole relationship I have had with this fella. Okay, so I meet this guy at school. I go to Dowling College, and we had like this tea party thing or whatnot. And I meet him. I was at the tea party. He comes in and he says, "Chip, chip, cheerio," which I thought was kind of dorky, but I was like, okay, the tea party. And he's black. And the first thing he says to me is, "You talk like a white person." And I was like, okay, I've been told that before. I don't really take offense to it. I kind of do, but that was the pickup line. And then he went on. It was kind of like, "Oh my God, I never fit in with people because I talk white, but I'm black and blah blah blah." And I mean that happened to me too. Though it's kind of like we kind of connected and we started talking about our experiences, and we exchanged cell phone numbers and whatnot. And I was like, "Sure, give me a call, add me on Facebook." And I added me on Facebook. And then like I guess like a week later, he was like, "Okay, do you want to go on like a date? We were gonna see the new Twilight movie." And I was like, "Sure." I figured, why not? I was dating. I wasn't gonna marry the guy. On the night of the Twilight movie, he asks me. Well, first he says, "Oh, the plans have changed." He doesn't ask, you know, "Do you mind if the plans have changed?" He says, "The plans have changed. We might not go see the Twilight movie. We might go to like a party." I was like, oh, "Okay." He's like, "Do you think you could meet me there?" I was like, "It's still gonna be a date." I was like, no, not really. A, I don't go on a date with a guy. It's not a date if I meet the person there. And B, I don't particularly like to go out late and then drive home late. Especially if I'm going to be with a guy, he should drive. So I was like, "No, can you pick me up?" And he's like, "Oh, I have to drive some stuff to my friend's house and whatnot. He needs help." I was like, "Okay." Never calls me back. I was kind of pissed about that, needless to say. And then maybe like a week later, I see him we're in a drama club. He's the president, one of the members. So I saw him there, and I was still kind of pissed off, but I decided not to make a big deal about it. Um, Especially, I mean, I felt kind of like there was like during the meeting we were talking, and he like dazed out, and he was like looking at my eyes, and I was kind of flattered, and I was kind of creeped out. But I was kind of like, okay, you know what? Obviously, he's interested, at least in my eyes. And I was like, I guess I'll give him a second chance or whatnot. And I'm just talking to him, and then um, I go out on our second quote unquote, no, it was the first one because yeah, because the other one got canceled. And we went to the Bronx Zoo. I had to go to the Bronx Zoo for a stupid school thing. I figured, okay, we can kill birds with one stone. We can get the first date in, and I can get my school project done. But he forgets his wallet. Well, not forgets it. He did tell me that he didn't have it. He lost it the night before, but he paid me back as soon as he got his debit card stuff. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I have to go for school, and you know, I'm sure you'll pay me back. So we went to the Bronx Zoo. Then we got into the subway. He said he knew the subway. We got lost for like hours. I mean, he's like, "Oh, I know the subway. I go to the city. I know the subway." Yeah, he didn't know the subway. But I mean, it was fun. It was an adventure, you know. Like I said, he didn't know the subway. He said he did, but I guess that's the guy thing, saying you know something and hoping that you do, and you really don't. But that was that. And then, um, I guess a couple of days later, like I said, I'm in the drama club, so we were talking about doing some promotions, like flyers and stuff, and we went Christmas shopping because I had to go Christmas shopping. I had drove. We went to the mall, and then we came back to the school library, and we did the flyers and whatnot. And the whole time I was working on it, he was over my shoulder. Every time I would click something, "Oh, I don't really. Why did you do that? Blah blah blah." And like 5 times I had to have said, "Please just let me do it. Please just let me do it." And he kept talking and talking and talking. And it turned out after I did it, he liked it. And it was like, could you? So that's something that was kind of a turn off. But like I said, I let that go. And I mean, it was obvious that I was getting annoyed too. Like even one of the other people there was like, "Oh, you were getting pretty annoyed." I was like, "Clearly." But then I would say probably like a week later, I was going to the club with my friends, and well, let me backtrack. I was thinking about going to the club, and I was on Facebook, and I was talking to him, and he was like, "There's a snowstorm about to come the next day, so we're like, we better do our partying today. Are you coming?" I was like, "Yeah," and then he was all gun ho and going until I said, you know, can you pick me up? My dad wants to meet you. I've hung out with you like 3 or 4 times, and my dad wants to meet you. I talk about you, and it's late at night. Then it was, I'm kind of tired. I don't have gas money. I, I was like, okay. And, then he was like, maybe you should just go with your friends. I really actually can't go. And then I was like, whatever. And then I called him, and my friends said they'll pick me up. And I said, do you want to meet us there? He's like, oh, okay, yeah. So then the thing suddenly changes. I was like, cool. And I even told him, like, my friends, they don't like the club. And I was like, oh, you have to come because you have to meet this guy that I've been talking to. And that was my premise for them coming. And I was like, it'll be fun. And, like, he's funny. You'll like him. And it'll be fun. And I told them to bring their, like, guy friends. So then it would be, like, everybody would have a guy. So we wouldn't have to worry about people bumping and grinding us and whatnot. He didn't show up. And I called, and it was a cell phone. It was busy. The cell phone was busy. And at this point, I got really pissed. I came home, and I guess out of anger, I took him off my Facebook, and I just ignored him for about 4 days until I finally messaged him in a very brief statement, and I'm looking at it right now. Basically, you owe me my money. I'm giving it to January 4th to give it to me. He replies, I should probably just read it. Dear Christina, the other night you invited me to go out with you to the club. I agreed to go. It was my intention to be there. As I was leaving, my father called me to his room to have a little chat. He found out that I had quit my job. I told my sister about what I had did, but I also told her that I had found a new job, which he failed to mention to him. So now I'm having a yelling match with him, then with my mother, and it wasn't bed and roses. Now, logically, the right thing to do would be to call you and explain, but when you just got ripped on by your parents about every failure in your life, you tend to lose focus. You called my house at 1:30 a.m., then at 2 a.m. in the morning. I had to hang out up on you quick. He has really bad spelling. But I didn't want them to see your number or the caller ID. And two, I didn't want them to answer the phone and find out I had people calling me at all times of the night. I also didn't call you back because I didn't want to get you caught talking on the phone. Remember, I just got yelled at and degraded by my family. I didn't want more aggravation, and I didn't want you in the middle. What is really upsetting is how selfish you are right now. You act like I was trying to do this stuff on purpose. I thought you were someone who cares, who talked about how you're so forgiving and how you give second chances, and yet, without any explanation, you go and do this to me. I'm really hurt and surprised by your actions. Anyhow, I told you before that I will honor our arrangement, but the fourth is a little too soon. Just hang tight. So my question to you is, A, I lent the money like the week of Thanksgiving, November. This email was sent December 26th. How is the fourth too soon? B, do I owe him an explanation why I don't want to continue a relationship with him after just everything? And B, is it being selfish to ask for my money when he said after his debit card, which is expected for a month? And C, should I give him a second chance? Like, does he deserve one? And even if it wasn't his fault, is this the type of guy I want to be with? Even if he has that much baggage, that none of this is his fault, do I want to waste my time? What do you think? I'm interested in what the guys think, and I'm interested in what the girls think. So I'm interested. So please tell me. Be brutal. I want to know. Yeah. Thank you for watching.